Welcome to the Breen Team Podcast. Week number 4, I'm your host, Isaac Breen, and I'm along with my dad. You ready for the podcast?
I'm loving it. You got some great energy coming in here. We are like, Troy Aikman and Joe Buck, or are you Joe Buck? I'm Troy Aikman. You want to be Mike Tirico? Who do you want to be? Which announcer you want to be this week?
I'll be Tirico.
Okay, you be Tirico. I guess that makes me Chris Collinsworth here as we start week 4 of the Breen Team Podcast. Thanks again for coming back and joining us for another week of the podcast. Are you ready to roll?
Yeah.
We got a lot going on. We got some new stuff this week, and we got something really exciting sitting in front of us that we're going to get to in just a little bit. But as always, we start with our State Farm debate of the day. State Farm debate of the day. As always, brought to you by our great friend, Ross Hoekstra. Ross works at State Farm in Sioux Center, Iowa. Like a good neighbor,
State Farm's there.
State Farm is there. Ross is always there for you for all of your insurance needs, your home, auto, whatever you need. Just ask Ross. I'm sure he'll be able to help you out. We got to get Ross on the podcast one of these days. That'll be fun, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to set up our debate of the day. We were last week, Saturday, we went on a little road trip, didn't we, buddy? Where'd we go?
We went to the Michigan-Nebraska game.
We did, and we enjoyed that outcome, watching the Wolverines come out victorious over the Huskers. But along the way, we drove past Sioux City, Iowa. Now, besides construction in Sioux City, the one thing you might notice is there are some interesting smells. What did we smell along the way?
We smelled peanut butter.
Yeah, peanut butter.
We smelled... What else do we smell?
There's a processing plant there, maybe?
Yeah.
I don't know. Some unique smells that we encountered. So we got to thinking that a good debate of the day is, what is the worst possible smell? So there's a whole bunch of them out there, and you can leave your worst possible smells in the comments below. But Isaac, why don't you start off and tell me, I don't know which route you're going to go on this. What's your worst ever smell?
Pigs. A processing plant is mine. Dead pigs just don't smell good.
True enough. My worst smell, I will set this up by the fact that I used to work at a chicken farm and I collected eggs, but one of the jobs that I had, one of the duties that you have to do is check on all the cages to make sure the chickens are alive. And occasionally the chickens are dead. And if you have to encounter a dead chicken, that is the worst smell I've ever smelled. You ever smelled a dead chicken before?
No, I've never smelled.
Let's just hope and pray you never have to encounter that, because that's the worst smell I can think of.
Okay, well, that's interesting. I'm not excited to smell a dead chicken.
Okay. As I said, leave your comments below. What's the worst smell that you can think of? Skunks? Some people like the smell of skunks.
Yeah, not me.
All right. You ready for our hot take time?
Yeah.
Okay, hot takes. Sponsored by Heartland Computers. If you got a virus, if you need a laptop, if you just want to say hi to Carl, I'm sure he'd be happy to have you stop in Heartland Computers. He's got all your hardware and software needs, and he's a good guy too. So Carl will help you out. I needed a new mouse this week, so I need to go to Carl to get a new mouse. My mouse at work has died.
Okay.
I think it's gone into the mouse trap.
I'm sorry, mouse, but you've died.
Yeah, the mouse is dead. You want to do your hot take first, or you want me to do my hot take?
Yeah, sure, I'll go, and I'm going to look back into last week. I'm going to look into the Ravens and Lions game. And what I got to say is David Montgomery just went overboard.
Big game.
Over 100 yards.
It's like 150, wasn't it? 151?
Yeah. So this week, he'll be getting 145 yards.
Wow, he's going to back that up.
Yep.
Going to steal
against the Browns.
Steal some carries away from Gibbs, huh?
Yeah.
And that. I should note, I forgot to note that Heartland Computers is the official computer company of the Breen Team Podcast. Now, my hot take has to do with a quarterback in the league. A quarterback who I'm going to label as a bottom 5 quarterback, who you might not think necessarily right away as a bottom 5. I'm going to go and say C.J. Stroud is a bottom 5 quarterback in the league. Do you agree?
Yes, I do agree.
Okay, so 3 games in, he is averaging less than 200 yards passing, and he has more interceptions, 3, than touchdowns, 2 on the season. So C.J. Stroud is a bottom 5 quarterback in the league. Imagine saying that 2 years ago, or even last year, that he's struggling that much. And I think he better get this figured out, because they've got the Titans this week, but after that schedule gets a lot more difficult for the Texans, and I think very well they could go from first to worst in the league in the AFC South this year. Worse than the Titans? Possible?
Maybe, I don't know. But I don't think I'd rate them under the Titans. But we'll see this week who will win.
Yeah, they face off against each other. So let's see what happens. 3 Up, 3 Down is brought to you by Van Essen Ag, Hazelnut Farm. Van Essens are back as a sponsor this week, and I'm going to give you a little quiz, Isaac. Do you know which country in the world produces 2/3 of the world's hazelnuts? Throw one out there.
China.
That's a really good guess. Big country, big economy. The actual, I can't even talk. The answer to that hazelnut trivia is Turkey. The country of Turkey produces 2/3 of the world's hazelnut. How incredible is that? That's not a big country.
Yeah, I was thinking Canada, but I guess I was off on that.
How confident would you be able to identify where Turkey is on a map if I gave one to you?
I don't know. Well, unless it states Turkey over the middle, I don't know.
It's labeled. If it's not labeled,
no.
How many chances would it take? Like 100 chances for you to figure out where Turkey is?
57.
57.
Might
be better than the average person's intelligence. I don't know. All right, 3 Up, 3 Down. Our topic for the 3 Up, 3 Down. We're going to go and talk about most and least intimidating nicknames in the NFL. I've let you go first, so I'm going to go first with this category. I'm going to tell you what the least intimidating mascots are. Start with the third least intimidating. Dun, dun, dun. The Green Bay Packers. This is no joke. The Packers were named after Indian Packing Company, which was a meat packer. Does that instill a lot of fear in you? Oh, shoot, we play the Meat Packers this week. No. You got to fear the guy who's sealing up the beef jerky.
Yeah,
No. Okay, so the Meat Packers. Next we have the Cleveland Browns. Now, if your nickname is named after a color, the most intimidating color, would you pick brown?
No.
Yeah. So, in reality, the Browns are not named after a color. Did you know that?
What are they named after?
They're named after their first coach, who was named Paul Brown, and they had a fan, kind of a fan survey of what they should name the team, and they wanted to name them the Paul Browns.
I got a question.
Yeah. I probably won't know the answer, but go for it.
So what was their name before they had named the Browns?
I don't know if it was a new franchise or what it was, but the Cleveland Paul Browns, now just known as the Cleveland Browns, who of course wear orange helmets.
So now I've learned that instead of calling them the Packers, I can call them the Meat Packers.
Absolutely.
And instead of calling them the Browns, I can call them the... What was the first name?
Paul
again?
Browns.
The Paul Browns. The Paul Browns.
All right. And here we go. Here's the least intimidating NFL mascot. It is none other than your New Orleans Saints. Now, when I think of intimidating mascots, I do not think of men of the cloth as being a real intimidating pick. But again, they went with like a fan survey, a fan vote, and the fans chose the intimidating Saints to be their logo. So the moral of the story is, don't ever let fans choose your major NFL franchise's nickname. There you have it.
They haven't picked very good names.
No, certainly not. So you got the Meat Packers, the Paul Browns, and the Gospel Choir Saints are the least three intimidating. Now I'm going to let you pick the most intimidating three.
Okay, my third to most intimidating is this one right here, the Bengals.
I can buy that. I would not want to run to a tiger in the back alley.
Wow.
Certainly not.
And then my second one, Jaguars.
Jaguars. Yeah, again, not somebody want to meet on the savannah or in a tree somewhere.
And then,
those things, have you ever seen those Jaguars on like the History Channel or the Discovery Channel? And they like will put deer in their mouth and just climb up a tree with a full deer in their mouth.
Wow. No, I've never seen that.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be
My
in
number
that mouth.
one, a Bill. The Buffalo Bills. And my number one.
Okay, you're going to have to explain this one to me.
A bill. Would you like to run into a bill?
A bill. So are we talking about like a legislative bill, like in Congress that they would write?
No.
Okay. What are we
thinking of a
are
bill?
we talking like
an
a bison?
Animal bill. Yeah, a bison bill.
Okay. So you went with the Bills and you bypassed, just off the top of my head, you bypassed the Lions. I'd rather run into a lion. You bypassed the Giants. You could get squashed by a giant under your foot. Who else we got? The Titans? The Bears?
I have no idea what a Titan is.
Well, you don't know your Greek mythology then. How about a bear? Chicago Bears?
Nah.
I would not want to be mauled by a grizzly bear.
What three would you have picked?
I did the three least favorite ones, or the least most intimidating.
Yeah, but if you don't like my pick, what would you pick?
I would probably say a lion is maybe the most intimidating. You ever seen them hunt their prey before? Jaguar, I agree with that. I agree with the tiger, the Bengals. Just got a problem with the Bills. So be it. That's the conclusion of 3 Up, 3 Down. Tell us again down below if you agree with our choices or disagree. Maybe there's one we didn't mention that we think is more intimidating.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. We are very excited to welcome a new sponsor to our program this week, and it's Lydia's Pies of Sioux Falls. And Lydia is a 13-year-old. She's an 8th grader, and she's got a knack for making some scrumptious pies. In fact, she brought one for us today. This is amazing. Check this out.
Beautiful.
Look at that, Isaac. That is a triple berry pie.
Just beautiful.
We're gonna dive into this at the end of our show. We're gonna tell you just how good it is. But in the meantime, you can visit Lydia. You can see all of her pies. She's got, I don't know how many different pies that she's got, but look on her Facebook fan page. It's Lydia's Pies of Sioux Falls, and she's got the whole menu there. Do yourself a favor and order a pie, because not only are you going to be satisfied and your tummy is going to be satisfied, but you're going to be helping a young entrepreneur. So help out Lydia. We're gonna taste this. I can't wait to taste this at the end of our show. And so this is a new segment that we're introducing, and it's called Pie Time. And we're gonna pick somebody from the NFL last week who's gonna get extra pie because they went up and beyond. They had a really good effort. And then somebody on the flip side is going to get a good old fashioned pie in the face. Do you want to go first on this? Who's getting extra pie this week? Maybe an extra dollop of whipped cream or ice cream with their pie, extra big slice of pie. Who is it?
All right, so I'm going to the backup quarterback from the Minnesota Vikings, Carson Wentz. And it takes a lot to beat off the Bengals by that many points. Yes, the Bengals do have a backup quarterback, but still, that's a lot of points. Like, that should be an even ground, but Minnesota just puts them out of their misery against the Falcons, and they blow up the Bengals at home.
Yeah,
that extra piece of pie is Carson Wentz.
Carson Wentz, attaboy, Carson. That was also the hot take. Remember, Carl had his hot take last week. He said Carson Wentz was going to have a good game, but you got to show it to me in back-to-back games. We'll see what happens. We're going to pick that Vikings-Steelers game in a little bit here as part of our pick six. So I'm going to go pie in the face, right? Who gets the pie in the face? It's these guys right here. The Green Bay Packers, specifically the offense and the coaching staff of the Green Bay Packers. They pretty much dominated this game, and they still lost 13-10. They threw an interception late that set up the Browns at about the 4-yard line. And then later, they blocked a potential game-winning kick of the Packers and brought it back and turned it into a game-winning kick of their own. The Browns stunned the Packers. Who saw that one coming?
No one. Not me.
All right, Packers. This is a pie in the face for all of your offense, special teams, and coaches. We'll give the defense a break on this one. They played well enough to win. Pie in the face for the Packers.
They didn't play good enough to let up a field goal, though. They let up that game-winning field goal at the end. And they let up 13 points in, like, the last fourth quarter, too.
They did.
So
they did. They're not completely blameless in all this, that's for sure. Who do you got for your fantasy stud this week?
This week, I got the Bills running back, James Cook. He's playing the Saints. Last week, he had the Dolphins. I think this should be a game for him to blow out. I think the Bills will win this one against the Saints, a team that was your worst team in the NFL. Mm-hmm. And I don't think you're on the wrong track with that. I think Bills will take it. James Cook will have a good game, and he'll be my fantasy stud for week 4 of the Breen Team Podcast.
I like it. I agree. I'm going to go a different route. I'm going to go unconventional route here. I'm going to take the Detroit Lions defense this week as my fantasy studs. There are multiple stud this week. We got the entire defense of the Detroit Lions and special teams as well. They registered 7 sacks this past Monday night against Lamar Jackson. Who does that against Lamar Jackson? A guy as elusive as he is. This week, they have, of course, the Browns. Who do you think is licking his chops? Aiden Hutchinson?
Actually, I think it'll be Branch.
Brian Branch.
Yeah. Hutchinson hasn't looked that good since he's been back, and I've said that a couple times and everywhere.
He did make a key fumble on Derrick Henry late in the game that really set the Lions up. I think that was probably after he went to bed.
Which I didn't see because I went to bed at halftime.
Sorry, I'm a horrible parent making my child on a school night go to bed at halftime. Sorry. Pick 6. Are you ready for that? Mm-hmm. Pick 6 all season long is brought to you by Jason Tinklenberg and his team at LongView Financial Solutions. Get into contact with Jason for all of your financial planning, investments, insurance, and retirement needs. LongView-financial.com. You retained your 1-point lead. We both went 3-3 on the past week. Sadly, we both picked the game of our week wrong. We both picked the Lions to lose to the Ravens. So never again, right? Never picking against the Lions again this year.
Nope.
We do not pick the Lions this week, though. It's not on our list of games, so we don't have to worry about picking against them. First game we got, and you got the 1-point lead, so you can choose whether you want me to make my first pick or if you want to make the first pick on this. But
no, you can go.
Okay, we're going to go to the Thursday night game. Seahawks, Cardinals. It's a pair of 2-1 teams. Seattle is favored by 1.5 on the road, and I'm a little surprised by this, that Seattle would be favored on the road. Still don't buy into them completely. I think this is a low-scoring game. Still love that Cardinals defense. I'm going to take the Cardinals to win this on Thursday night.
1.5-point favor.
Yeah.
Boo. Come on, give it more. Give it more. I would like the Seahawks by 10.
Really?
Yep, on the road.
Big game for who?
By 10. Just everyone.
Everyone?
Everyone's going to have a great game, especially on the defensive end.
Yeah, I'd like to see that
10
Cardinals offense pick it up a little bit. They've been a little bit lackadaisical so far this year. They've got a lot of weapons, but now James Conner is out for the season, so their running game might be a little bit suspect. We'll have to see how that turns out. All right, you can take the Vikings against the Steelers. This one is in Dublin, Ireland. Vikings favored by 2.5 points, and this one is starting at 8:30 a.m., right around church time. Think this will affect church attendance on Sunday morning?
Yeah, I think it will.
Go to church, people. Vikings can play on DVR, right?
Yep, Vikings can wait. So today I'll put in my piece of pie was Carson Wentz. He just played an amazing game last week, but now it's Steelers time. It's Steelers time to shine. Give me Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers to take off the Vikings. Big week for Aaron Rodgers. He's going to get a lot of passing touchdowns. He's gonna open up in the pocket, and I think he'll have a good game.
One thing I've noticed about these international games is they always seem to be low scoring. So I'm going to assume that this is going to be another low scoring game. And boy, that Brian Flores defense for the Vikings is scary good. They showed that with 2 defensive touchdowns last week. I'm not sold on the Steelers, and their defense is not quite as good as I would have thought going into this season. So I will take the Vikings. We're going to disagree on that one.
All right.
Colts 3-0 at the Rams. This is a late Sunday afternoon game. The Rams are favored by 3.5 points on their home turf, but the Colts are undefeated on the season. Does that continue?
Well, it's interesting to see the Colts, a team last year that I don't even know if they had a winning record, did they?
I can't remember off the top of my head.
Sure
Probably not. No, I would guess not.
But the Colts have looked good this year, but so have the Rams. And last week, I failed picking the Rams, and it took me a while to pick this one, but it's the Rams. It's at home. They almost beat off the Eagles, and that's in Philadelphia. So I would like the Rams in this one. I wish I could pick the Colts, but I think the Colts will be having their first loss of the season. They're going to be on the road against a good Rams team.
Yeah, with as well as the Colts offense has played with Daniel Jones at the controls, I think this could be a high-scoring game. This could be one of the more entertaining games of the week, I think. I'm going to agree with you, though. I think the Rams will pull it out, maybe a late field goal to win this one, although the late field goal against the Eagles didn't work out so well for the Rams. So maybe a chance for redemption for the Rams kicker this week.
Okay.
A big one at Arrowhead Stadium. Ravens against the Chiefs. Here's the thing about this game. The loser of this match is going to be 1-3 on the season. Not impossible to make the playoffs at 1-3, but
it's going to be pretty tough.
Yeah, you're setting yourself behind the 8 ball when you...
Like the Lions last year didn't have 3 losses before the playoffs.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. Wow. I cannot imagine that the loser of this is going to have 3 losses. I did not like the way that the Baltimore line looked against the Lions. They struggled both sides of the ball. I thought the Lions beat them up. I think the Chiefs' defense is pretty solid. I think the Chiefs are going to keep this close enough, just long enough to eke out a win. That crowd will become a factor in the fourth quarter. I like the Chiefs to knock off the Ravens.
Not so fast.
Oh, not so fast, my friend.
Give me the Ravens. It's revenge time after losing to the Lions, and it's a big Derrick Henry night. He's going to show these Chiefs fans all around the world that this is a losing squad. The Chiefs are. So not so fast, my friend.
Is the Chiefs era over?
Yeah.
The Chiefs era. I mean, with as well as the Chargers have played, this may be the end of the era for the Chiefs. We'll see what happens. Okay, we've got Packers versus Cowboys, Sunday Night Football. They've got the Packers favored by 7 points in this one. Is that too many points?
No, I think it's too little amount of points. Give me the Packers in this one. It's going to be a good game for Jordan Love. Also, around this Cowboys team, I think it'll be a good game, and it will be interesting to see how Jordan Love tries to fight this team. But in week 1, the Packers just kind of destroyed the Lions, and so I think the Packers can get their 3rd win of the season, and it'll be a good week for the Packers. I can't talk.
Okay. Headline in this one: Micah Parsons going back to Dallas. I wonder what type of reception he's going to get. Mostly boos, probably.
Yeah.
I don't know. He didn't end real well there in Dallas with him.
But he started well in Green Bay.
Yep. Here's a hot take for you: 3 sacks for Micah Parsons in his return to Dallas. Packers big in this one. No CD Lamb for several weeks here for the Cowboys. Their season might be on life support pretty quick here. Final game of the day is our LongView Financial Solutions Game of the Week, and it's the early game. It's not going to get as many eyeballs as some of the other ones. Now, I do think that Ravens-Chiefs game is deserving of its time slot, but this one has got 2 3-0 teams playing in the early game on Fox. You've got Tampa Bay hosting the Eagles. Somebody's going to fall from the ranks of the undefeated here. Eagles are favored by 3.5 points. Call me crazy. I'm going to go with the Buccaneers in this one.
I'm not going to call you crazy.
Okay. I think that Buccaneers on their home field, I don't know for sure if I buy into the Eagles yet. I know they're a really good team, but are they an elite team? I don't know. This game could even have some playoff implications as far as home field advantage if one team, depending on which team wins this year. So I'm going to say mild upset, although 3.5 points, I don't know if that's a huge upset, but I am going to take the Buccaneers knocking off the Eagles.
I like the pick. And this can be a good matchup. 2 3-0 teams with really known quarterbacks. These are 2 good quarterbacks, but I gotta trust the Eagles now. After picking against them, I can't do it again. Give me the Eagles big time.
This is gonna be a swing game for us. Game of the week, 2-pointer.
Yep.
Okay, one way or the other. It'll be a big game, so we'll be watching that one on Sunday afternoon. As always, we finish our show each week with a fun segment we like to call Is This Weird? Is This Weird? Always brought to you by the official realtor of the Breen Team Podcast, Charity McKnight. CharityMcKnightRealestate.com. Go check her out for all of your buying, selling, and renting needs. And here we go. Are you ready, Isaac? This is your favorite segment.
Yep, one of my favorite segments.
One of your favorite segments. So we're going to keep this in the realm of sports this week. And we're going to switch sports from football to golf. Okay, a couple weeks ago, we had the Sanford International Golf Tournament here in Sioux Falls. Some of the best senior golfers from around the world were here, including one, John Daly. Now, you are too young to really understand who John Daly was. He was a very popular golfer in the 90s, really continues to be popular today, but just not all that talented. More of a personality. Okay, so he's golfing in the first round of the Sanford International, and he hits hole number 12. And it doesn't go well for him. What would a bad score on a golf hole be?
10.
A 10? Well, John Daly nearly doubled that total. John Daly scored a 19 on the par 5 12th hole. Yeah. On 19, he hit 7 consecutive balls into the water. Now, before we check out your weird meter, do you think you could score better than a 19 on this hole?
Well, it is a par 5, but yeah.
I think that I could score better with just a pitching wedge and a putter. Maybe even a sand wedge and a putter. I think I could do better. 14 over par on the one hole. Now, John decided that Thursday was enough for him. He left. He withdrew. He didn't even bother playing the other 2 days of the tournament.
So did he start with the back 9?
I don't know. I think he started on the front 9. I think they all maybe started on the front 9. That's a good question. All right, let's pull out your weird meter. A weird score of 19. While you're getting that out, I will say he also once in his career had an 18 back in his PGA Tour days.
So this may be his worst score?
This is his worst score, and this is by 3 strokes, the worst score ever to be recorded on a single hole. A 6. An even 6. That sounds reasonable. Reasonable score on the weird meter. Not our most weird thing, but oh, bless you. It is a fairly weird round of golf. He was 18 over par.
And then you quit. You just played a couple holes.
Yeah, he was ridiculously bad. I've had bad rounds, but I've never in my life shot a 19 on a hole. All right, that's all we have time for, except one thing. As promised, we got to dive in. We got to give you our review on this amazing pie right here. Okay, I'm going to give you a plate, Isaac. We got to take a dive into this. I hardly even want to cut this. This looks so.
It's a masterpiece.
It is a masterpiece.
You just broke into a masterpiece.
I did, but
we're gonna have to take you to jail for that.
That's intended to happen, to dive into this masterpiece. Okay,
right.
give me your plate here. So I'll give you this little piece, and then I will take the rest of the pie. If that's okay with you.
Okay.
Okay, get it really close here, because I did not do a good job of getting that out.
Yeah, you did.
I'm sorry for massacring that pie. I'm going to cut a piece. Yeah, go ahead and grab a fork and dive into that puppy while I'm getting this piece out. And you tell me what you think of this. Oh, man, you can smell it. It smells so good. This is a triple berry pie. Okay? Triple berry pie. I think they said strawberries, raspberries,
blueberries.
And blueberries. Okay, right. What do you think?
It tastes like a PB&J without the peanut butter.
Yeah, they're good. Sorry that I'm talking with my mouth full, but we got to end this podcast so I can finish my pie.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Your whole pie.
Yeah, do yourself a favor. Go check out Lydia's pies. Give her a like. Order some pies. They're delicious. Lydia, awesome job. Keep up the good work.
Tastes like jam.
Tastes like jam. All right. On that jam note, we're out for another week. Hope to see you again next week.